My husband moved his brother and his brother's girlfriend into our house and promised it was going to be temporary until they found a new place, but it's been over a year with no change, and the gaslighting and guilt tripping have been insane. Posted by you/cold_bowl_of_nothing. First post, so bear with me. About a year ago, my husband, 30M, and I, 28F, allowed my brother-in-law, 19M, to move in with us to get him out of a rough situation and help him start adulting. This was around May of last year. I agreed to have him move in with the promise from my brother-in-law and my husband that it was only going to be a couple of months until my brother-in-law found a roommate to move out with. He was also supposed to pay some rent monthly, as he has a full-time job now, keep his area clean, and help out around the house. Keep in mind I have 2 children under the age of 5 and also work, and I'm still the housekeeper, cleaning, cooking food, etc., while my husband also works about 60 hours a week. Fast forward those couple of months, no luck finding a roommate. My brother-in-law is still living with us. Okay, he's young. I'm just going to give him some more time to figure this out. I'm trying to be understanding and gracious, as I also had some help getting on my feet at this age. I've confronted my brother-in-law a few times, asking, so how is the roommate search going? You found an apartment yet? Only to be answered with shrugs and I don't know. I will say, at this point, I'm starting to feel in the dark about what is actually going on. As in, is there even a plan for him to move out? Is he even looking for a roommate or an apartment? My husband says to just give him more time and that he's working on it. Frustrated, it's Christmas time now, and he's requesting to have his girlfriend of 2 years, who lives out of state, move in too, with the promise that she has a job and they will move out in 1 month. I tell my husband that I'm not comfortable with it, as my brother-in-law was not supposed to be here at this time in the first place. My husband says I'm overreacting and starts making comments that make me sound like I don't care about his family. Angry, I just shut down and keep my mouth shut to avoid the argument. My next mistake. Girlfriend moves in and, surprise surprise, doesn't have a job and claims she's been looking for one for 3 months now while living under my roof. Fast forward to now. Rent is no longer being paid, the cleaning of their own areas has stopped, and there has been absolutely no effort to find a way to move out of my home. I've quit asking my brother-in-law questions to keep myself from being furious and have directed the questions toward my husband. At this point, I'm done trusting that my husband has any plan or control in this whole situation, which is driving me insane. Anytime I bring it up to my husband, I'm met with hostility and accusations of just wanting to throw his family out on the street, and that I shouldn't be upset about this because I agreed to it. Agreed to what? Yes, I agreed to my brother-in-law moving in for a couple of months, and yes, I graciously gave him extra time to figure things out. At this point, I no longer feel comfortable in my own home, and every day my husband and I argue about it, which always turns into very ugly outcomes. We don't even sleep in the same bed anymore. I'm annoyed that I've been conned into taking on 2 grown adults while trying to raise my own family. I'm angry that I'm being made out to be the bad guy when all I wanted was to be helpful. I don't know what to do anymore. I guess my main question to the Reddit world is, am I the jerk because I let this all happen in the first place? /relevant comments. Commenter. Not the jerk. Your husband is, for letting his brother stay and not making him abide by the terms of his agreement. He should be demanding that they find their own place and, while they're there, handle the rent, the cleaning, and all of the things they're supposed to do. You shouldn't have folded on the girlfriend issue, but I understand how tiring it must have been for you to keep arguing with your husband. You two need to go to a public place, restaurant, park, etc. and have a calm conversation. Write it all down if you need to. Set your boundaries, they need to be gone in, say, 30 days or etc., and fill in the blank. And whatever the fill in the blank is, you need to do that thing. If it's I'm going to leave you, get my own place, and file for divorce, if it's I'm moving back home with my family of origin, if that's a possibility, or I'm moving in with my best friend, whatever your or what is, you follow through with that, no matter what, if they are not gone. Good luck, and I hate that your husband is being such a jerk to you. Update 1 day later. First, I would like to say thank you all for the different perspectives. Most of the responses said I should just kick all 3 of them out and say good riddance. I will say, some of the responses gave me a good little laugh in this extremely frustrating situation, so thank you for that too. Taking everything into consideration, I gave my husband an ultimatum last night, and I'm sticking to it. They need to be gone by June 1st, with all rent paid according to how I laid it out, or else I'm moving out with the kids into an apartment. I'm also not cooking for them, just enough for me and the kids. All laundry detergents and toiletries will be kept in my closet, and internet passwords will be changed. Now, before I get 2 months is too much time for them, hear me out. This is also time for me to get my ducks in a row should I actually be moving out. Which, in theory, I'll know by mid-May if they aren't moving out, if they don't have anything lined up by then. I really do doubt my husband wants this to actually happen, me and the kids moving out, but I wouldn't put it past him to think that I'm bluffing. All in all, I would hope it doesn't have to come to that point. I'm happy to learn, though, after sketching a quick budget, that I would be able to support myself and both of my children with my own income if worst comes to worst. Thanks again. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. What did your husband say? Ops response. He was surprisingly not as hostile as he usually has been. I say not as because there was no yelling or swearing. He pretty much said I was overreacting and crazy to think that would even need to happen in the first place since they'll be out by then. If you could see my eye roll right now, SMH. Commenter 2. Yeah, he doesn't believe you have any intention of actually leaving. I would let him know that if you leave, there will be no reconciling, and you will divorce and demand the house be sold, so one way or another, they will be moving out. Ops response. I do see what you're saying, because I thought about how to go about selling the house if I leave. I will be honest and say that at this exact moment, I'm not looking for divorce. I'm willing to give him the opportunity to at least try to salvage the mess he created. Unfortunately, it might just take me stepping out for him to realize where he messed up. On the other hand, if it does turn into divorce, at least I'll already have me and my kids established in a new place. Second update 2 months later. Hello Reddit. I'm back with my update and really need some advice. So here we are, getting really close to June 1st, and yes, they are still living in my house. Here's where things are getting gray for me, and I need all the advice possible. I recently got diagnosed with stage 2 hypertension and am working on getting that under control. I have chronic anxiety and experience rolling panic attacks that last for up to a week, sometimes twice a year. Since my last post, I had a 4-day episode, as well as the diagnosis. The doctor says I'm far too young to have a diastolic pressure chilling at 97 and will be dead in 15 years if I don't make changes now. Since then, I have been stepping back and focusing on myself, getting healthy, losing weight, etc. With that said, my husband has been a lot nicer to me and helping out around the house so I can focus on myself and my kids. The constant shouting has basically stopped, the gaslighting is non-existent, and for once I actually feel confident about my future. Since the diagnosis, the energy in my house has completely changed, and what I feel may be for the better. My brother-in-law's girlfriend got a full-time job at the end of last month and, to my surprise, has been sticking to it. Also, rent has been paid since I laid down the law back in March. They picked up the cleaning routine, buy their own groceries, and actually seem to be doing well for themselves. Shoot, the girlfriend has even been helping me out with the kids if I seem too stressed. They are actively looking at apartments and attempting to move out. But it's looking like they are wanting to push out the June 1st deadline. Would I be showing myself as a doormat if I let them have a couple more weeks? Or is it my obligation to follow through with the deadline I gave in the beginning? I have a feeling my husband did have a lot to do with them getting their crap together, which I'm grateful for. Kinda sucks that I have to risk a stroke in order to get through to him though. That's another topic for a different day, I think. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Please don't let them stay for a couple more weeks, because it won't be a couple more weeks. The reason they're all being nice now is because you got a health scare. Be honest with yourself and ask if this change would have happened if you didn't need to focus on yourself more. Once you get better, or once they see that you look better, regardless of how you're truly feeling, they'll go back to the old ways. Stick to the June 1st deadline, and now you have even more reason, although you didn't need one before, not to want to deal with other people at home, where it should be your safe space to relax and not worry about whether they'll keep pretending to be nice or how long it's going to last. I hope you get better, and I truly wish you all the best. Ops response. Thank you for the advice. I put an update in the post. Last night didn't go well at all. Looks like I may be a single mom now. Looking back, I definitely see where I was putting myself last to save the peace, but for what? My kids need me alive and happy. If anyone is going to be put first over myself, it's going to be my kids, period. The update op is talking about. Next morning update, I put my kids down for the night last night and brought the deadline up to my husband again. I calmly asked, hey, June 1st is coming up, any progress? No. Are you going to talk to them about it? No. Then he flipped, really bad. Started yelling at me at the top of his lungs. I told him we had an agreement, and he basically told me to hell with the agreement. I lost it. I told him it's obvious he doesn't care about me or my feelings and that he's welcome to leave with them too. He says, okay, tell me when you want me out. I told him June 1st was already the date. He shut down, stopped talking. He stormed out the door and said he wasn't going to fight about it tonight. I tried calling and messaging him, no response. He turned off his location. He came back late last night, didn't say a word. Woke up this morning and then tries to small talk with me. Like nothing happened. I ignored it all. Not because I'm trying to be petty, but because I genuinely don't know how to process this. My oldest woke up today and asked, "Why is Daddy not staying at our house anymore?" So knowing that my 4-year-old heard all of this commotion is devastating me. Commenter 2. I doubt they are going to leave on June 1st. Do you have anywhere to go? Your parents? You should be ready to move if they don't. Ops response. My parents are close in proximity to me, and I know everything that's going on. They're ready for me and my kids to move in at a moment's notice if needed. I'll be working on eviction notices because the house is in my name. I know that I said in previous posts that I was going to move out, but I've decided it's not my place to leave this house, it's theirs. Op clarifies on the house when asked by a commenter. It's under both of our names, but I am the main borrower. Don't know if that helps me or not. Yeah, I'm not going to leave, but I've been working with a lawyer to see what my options are. It really is playing chess at this point. Commenter 3. It's June 1st. What's happening? Op's response. Divorce papers on the way. Third update 1 month 2 weeks later. Hello Reddit, I'm back with a final update. They are out. They moved out about a month ago, and life as I know it is getting back to normal again. My husband got the message with the divorce papers. Since then, we've been having much more open communication, and I've decided to hold off on proceeding with the divorce for now to see if there's anything worth saving in this relationship. I've had some more health issues come up and have a couple of procedures scheduled for next week. That's been my main focus over the last few weeks, hence the delayed update. I appreciate all the support and advice from everyone. I'm taking every day I'm still here on this earth as a blessing, especially now that I have peace in my home and can finally sit back and breathe. I've also had a conversation with my husband about whether he actually cares enough about me to stay with me through my procedures/possible diagnosis. I do not want to live what could be my final days with someone who isn't present physically, emotionally, and mentally. He's taken off work next week to take care of me throughout it all, and I'm just going to go from there. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Good for you. It will be easier to recover in peace. I hate that it took such drastic action for him to finally listen, but I'm glad you were willing to go to that point to make him listen to you. Commenter 2. Reading your past posts, your husband deserves to be divorced. The mad disrespect toward the person who brought his children into this world is insane. You risked your overall health, got even more stressed, and progressively deteriorated into a bad mental space, and now you're having medical procedures. With the track record he's showing, he'll yell at you while you're in the hospital all frustrated and crap because he's a man-child, and he'll use it against you like, now he's there, why can't you just be happy? He deserves to be kicked to the curb permanently. I know relationships and marriages aren't as easy as Reddit paints them to be, and divorce isn't the solution in every case. But come on, you seem of sound mind. He's an awful person. Commenter 3. I just read your other posts and I am appalled. I have been married for almost 25 years, and I could count the number of times my husband yelled at me on 0 hands. He's never done it, not once. You know he doesn't deserve you. When will he lose his cool again? Over what? Will it be your children he's screaming at next? He hasn't completely changed, because he won't. It's just a matter of time until the abuse starts again over something else. I truly wish you the best of luck.